We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight we're on to week 2 in the NFL season as we've got a good one here between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. On the first snap, here's Mayfield. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls, or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Fielded just inside the 30. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Franklin to Boyle here over the middle. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
They'll run it for the first time with Dameon Pierce. And down to the 41.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Here's 2nd and 8. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 29-yard line. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now the first carry for Ty Montgomery. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Franklin. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw, he thought defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And it's now 3-0 Texans. A lot of energy in this building tonight, but the opening drive produces 3, maybe quiets them just a bit, at least momentarily.
Just a little, right? That's all you're asking for, right? Things just getting started. You know they haven't taken the momentum totally here, but at the same time, they like what they've done here in the early going.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Losers in the season opener on Sunday. They get that quick turnaround 96 hours later. Here we go. They're back at it. And I've got to think, especially early in the year, that's a good thing for these guys, is it not?
It absolutely is, and we've seen it many times demonstrated over the years. Teams have a rough opening game, have to play the Thursday game. That quick turnaround allows them to go ahead and throw the other game out, focus on the new one, and typically they play much better in game 2. So I would agree with you totally on that.
Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw caught by Pierce. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Hurry!
To throw, Mayfield. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. That's taken on the 25. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Texans will take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
1st and 10, it's Pierce. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Quiddy Pay getting in there and burying him behind the line.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Finds his man, it's John Mechie. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 45-yard line. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Pierce now up the middle. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Go.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. To throw on 2nd down. Franklin. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. The 20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with the pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week, when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
And no return from Montgomery. Bring it out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And space tough to come by there, as they'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Tyler Johnson, the one he was looking for. But now it'll be 3rd down.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
To throw on 3rd down. Franklin. Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 45-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. So, Charles, this, game number 2 in the NFL career, this rookie quarterback, his guys took the loss in the opener. And when asked after that game by reporters how he did, he was pretty curt. He said, not well. What did you see?
Well, first and foremost, I loved his answer to the media because he was being honest. And those veterans in the locker room, they're looking at him to see how he's going to handle things. And they like the fact that he's not blaming other people, because I thought he struggled. The only thing that's going to help him, though, reps. No matter how many big games you played in college, how well you do in practice, the reps in the real games, that's when you begin to grow as a quarterback.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
third down. Franklin. And this is going to be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for them and with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you've got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but outside of his agent, you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Mayfield off the play fake. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Malik Collins. He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool the defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
7 yards there and a first down. The Colts had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
Back to Taylor on first down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 9 on the first down play.
Those big ends don't really care what the play call is. Big pass, RPO, handoff, whatever. Their job, get behind the line of scrimmage every play and run down whoever has the ball. Mission accomplished there.
Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 25-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Throwing, Mayfield. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
and they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
And he'll find Pittman. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Mayfield. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A gain of 9 there. Sets up second and goal. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? They'll look to run with Taylor. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Here's Mayfield, escaping the pressure right. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Baker Mayfield in the final seconds of the first half. And the Colts would extend their lead here just before halftime. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll start by running the option to the right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Here's Pierce on the counter. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They go again with Pierce. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
60 Here's Pierce. Powering his way into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They go play action here on 1st down. Throw left side complete. That's Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
That's caught left side by the tight end, Boyle. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track. Got exactly what they wanted there out of the RPO and had the defense out of position.
One word for you there. Excellent. Because he read all the keys properly, made the right decision, and look at the result. Pretty substantial game.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Quiddy Pay, his 2nd sack of the night. And that's his 2nd sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the 3rd quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and they have regained the lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
So the offense back out now, coming off its first interception of the game the last time out, trying to reestablish some momentum here, Charles. But they're trailing defensively. Maybe these guys smelling the blood in the water a little bit.
Yeah, I think that they probably are, but what they need to do right now is just make sure they don't force the action too much themselves. They've got them on the run a little bit. You just want to be in a position where if they make another mistake, you're there to capitalize on it and take it away from them.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Mayfield to throw it. He finds Taylor, complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Pulled in at the 24. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
You kidding me? Really? Are you kidding?
Let's go now. Pack the 50. Pack the 50. Let's go.
Operating from the gun, Franklin. This one swung out to Montgomery.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Hand off left side, Pierce.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Cooking like cheese.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Here we go.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He's brought down there by Kenny Moore. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are right back in this football game.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Mayfield now. Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 14 yards that time for number 14.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
They go play action. Mayfield rolling to his right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. He's got his man. It's Pierce. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Clock keeps moving.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They go to the ground again with Taylor. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield throwing the out route incomplete. That's Campbell. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the gun, it's Taylor.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
44 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
Taylor is going backwards here. Now they come in and drop him all the way back at the 4-yard line.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
King.
They give to Taylor out.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Texans scoop it. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this 4th quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10. Now Mayfield. Catch made here by Campbell. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Point it right. Regular. Stop.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down.
Pass complete to Taylor.
Oh, good move. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need. That's exactly what they got done.
Mayfield to throw. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it.
And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor His third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the fourth. Now Mayfield. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the fourth. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and they will take over at the 29-yard line.
I'm fairly sure that there's no good time to cough up the football. But this couldn't be much worse, could it? No. This situation, this yard line, no chance.
They set it on a T-form. They're already in field goal range here late in the fourth now.
Yeah, warm up the kicker. Just make sure they take care of the ball now. They've got a chance to put this thing away.
Mayfield. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Here's Baker. Throw left side, taken in by Pittman. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
Mayfield. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Gano's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there. Gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Charles, just a gigantic play right there.
Absolute breakdown defensively, but take no credit away. A huge gain, and that turns things around.
And oh, the
The stadium clock says 0, but the one on your screen is the one that matters, and the officials say yes, it's a timeout with 1 second left to go and a field goal try forthcoming to potentially send us to overtime. So a big one coming here for Kaimi Fairbairn. With 1 second to go, this to send us to overtime. And this one is right through. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. I cannot imagine how these players and coaches feel, Charles. My palms sweating up here in the booth now as we go to the third drive of overtime. And as we know from here on out, any points win this football game.
I'll throw you a towel as well, partner. I've got one for myself, but let's face it, our nerves, our pressure, nothing compared to what's going on that field. Both of the field goal kickers active here early. Can one of them become the hero and end this thing?
On second down, here's Pierce.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Now a first throw here in overtime.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field, and right before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we've got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game, and boy, they did it well.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points. And now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick six, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
186 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
They run once more with Taylor.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
What can Mayfield do here in the OT? Campbell making the catch.
And he is going to have a Colts first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down. On the counter, it's Taylor.
And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Well, right now, every little bit of yardage helps. So they're obviously well within his range. It's just about keeping the football and getting in the right spot.
Know your kicker. Get, as you mentioned, get it to the right spot, the place that he wants to kick it from. And if you do decide to throw the football, it either goes to your team or no one. It's the only kind of throw you make.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor.
And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
In any yardage game, there's really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my old coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Hoosier State will celebrate tonight as the Colts have won it.
A lot more was on the line in this one than just defending your home field, CD. They defend their home field against a division rival and get the victory, so this one feels a little extra special.
It has to, right? There's always just a little more emphasis on games like this. Everyone talks about playing each game the exact same way, but you and I both know that is not true. Division rivals, you want to take care of business not just at home, but against a team that you really don't like very much, too.
So for Indianapolis, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get another home date next week as the Raiders will come to town.